Hey guys, what's up? Eddie Aho here with KissAnalog.com. Alright, so if you don't have a lab buildup, or even if you do have a lab, it's still a good idea to do simulations. Microcap is free. It's been free for a little while now. Now remember, that program used to be really expensive, like $3,700, but now it's free. Guy retired, decided to give it away free. So, no reason not to get it. Now, I'm going to do another tutorial today. Often when you're doing simulations, you want to have a switch. You want to control something that's going on or off, right? So generally there's three kinds of switches, three common ones, and they're controlled by things like voltage. Like, let's say your simulation has started, your transient analysis has started. You've hit the switch, say go. Well, when the voltage, that's kind of like turning on a switch because you're hitting the go button. But when the simulation starts, you can be looking at the voltage across, say, the input voltage to a circuit. And when the input voltage rises above a certain level, then a switch turns off. So that's a voltage actuated switch. Then you'll have another one where, let's say, current's coming in, and once current builds up to a certain level or drops to a certain level, then you turn things on. So you have voltage and current actuated switches. And then another one's time. Like, let's say you hit the switch, you say simulation start, but then you really wait till 5 nanoseconds, 5 microseconds, millisecond, whatever, and then the switch turns on. So that's kind of a useful one for a lot of different purposes, because you kind of want to wait, see what happens, and then you hit the switch. And anyway, so those are three of the common switches. So another type of switch is like the animated switch. It's not really common in simulations, but like where you're just like, okay, everything's running, now I want to hit that switch. And you can do that too. Those are called animated switches, and I'm going to show you how to find those, okay, in Microcap. So I'm going to show you how to use the other ones as well. It's going to be a quick video. Let's just jump over to this simulation file and see what they look like. Alright guys, so what we have here is, there's a few components on the schematic. We have like kind of a RLC, so kind of a dampened LC response here. So when this voltage gets applied, this capacitor is going to charge up, and we're going to see this voltage charge up across this capacitor right here. When we do, this is a plus minus terminal of S1. If I click on the switch, you can see it's plus minus terminal. This was a voltage mode switch, okay? And it's the voltage, it's going to trip when it sees 2 volts, and it's going to turn off at 3 volts. So let me just double click on the switch, and if I hover over this, down below it gives the on-off level, kind of gives you an example of the syntax. Alright, that's a voltage mode switch. So when we have voltage, we turn on the switch, or it can close the switch. It can go either way, okay? Now this one's a time switch. See, it says time. Let me just double click this guy. I'll hold over. You can see the syntax. So it's going to turn on at 5 nanoseconds and turn off at 6 nanoseconds. Normally when I type those in, I'll type them in as small lowercase n and s. I grabbed this schematic out of the example file. Now here's the third one, a current mode switch. These are 3 examples of different kinds of switches. Here's a current, there's a syntax. So it'll turn on at 5 milliamps and turn off at 6 milliamps. But now here's the interesting thing about this one. See right here the terminal A and B? This one was time, okay? But this one on the far right, it doesn't have a connection, it's just A and B. Well, over here we see A, that's underneath that node, and we see B right here. Here, I'll turn off these node numbers because we've identified this node as A and this one as B. We could have called that node 2 and node 3, but this makes it a little bit easier to see. So there's 3 different switches. They're going to be activated 3 different ways. When this switch gets activated, we'll see a voltage right here. this switch will close the circuit and we'll see a voltage right here, this V out. Now here's one for timeout. When the time switch is closed, we'll see it close the connection here. Current will flow through resistor. We'll see a voltage here. And same thing over here. When the current is in these conditions, going through this inductor, we'll turn on the voltage to this resistor. Now there's one more. Those are all activated through simulation, but what if we go to components? Let's go to find component and see, I've already typed in ANIM for animated, and it's finished the typing for me. So it's come up with all these animations. So some people like to have a switch where they can just turn it on, turn it off. So there we go. There's a bunch of different examples. Click on a few of them here. There's a relay, and here's a traffic light. But here's a single post, single throw switch, kind of basic switch. Let's pull that into our schematic. We'll put that right here. And what I'll do is come up here, get my arrow. I'm going to copy that resistor. So what I can do is I can come up here, here's a copy command, or I could hit Command C, Control C, but I'll do that, and then I'll come over here and I'll say paste. And then what I can do is I can connect those two terminals and it'll time together for me. Then I grab the switch and pull it and they're tied together. Okay, then come up here to wire module. See, when I just hover over it, tells me what it is, and then come down here and finish wiring this guy up. Whoops. Let go and then pull it back here. All right. Hey, one thing I don't like about this schematic, I don't like four-way intersections, right? That's a bad idea. So let's just stretch this guy over here, rubber band it, and put him right here. Okay, now we have four different switch commands. When we look at the voltage right here, we'll see a voltage when this guy switches. So let's go ahead and run the simulation. Probe transient. I like that one because it kind of lets me just probe around. Okay, so let's first probe this guy. Now this guy is based on the voltage here, so first we can look at it. And at 2 volts, remember, 2 volts is going to turn on, 3 volts is going to turn off. So see, when this guy comes up to 2 volts right around here, that should turn on, and right there it should turn off. So let's see if it does. Yep, turns on, turns off right there. So that's a voltage actuated switch. Now this one's time, 5 nanoseconds to 6 nanoseconds. There we are, there's 5 nanoseconds right here, and 6 nanoseconds right there. All right, so now let's click on the third one. Okay, and there we go. 5 milliamps and 6 milliamps. So let's see if that's true. That's the current going through this guy. We have to come up here, come down here to current, and then let's click on the current to the inductor, because that's the current going from A to B. That's what it says it's looking for. So you see how it kind of has this resonant thing because that LC component. Now we have to click on the black over here so when we move our cursor around we can see the level of current. Otherwise, if I'm clicking on one of these, it's going to give me one of the voltage levels. So I'm on current, and okay, this guy's got switched on right there. It says, right around 5 milliamps. I guess I'd have to zoom in there. And then if I come up to here, it's about 6 milliamps, just eyeballing it. So it should be, yeah, it looked real close to 6 right there. So, yeah, you have to zoom in on this to get a really good idea. But that's 3 different switches. But now let's look at this new one we have over here. Okay, when I go back to voltage and look right here, look at that. It's just It's just dead. No voltage there. See, this last waveform right here is this column right here, and it says picovolts. So yeah, there's 0 volts there. Okay. Now we got to close that switch. So what we do is we got to come up here and get our arrow, and then we come over here and double click and see how it closed it. Okay, now let's come up and get our voltage probe and come click on that. Okay, now when I come over here, see it's this guy here on the far left, and that's 5 volts right there. But see how it's giving me the voltage off that one, so I got to click on this guy so that's active. Then when I hold it there, see it says 5 volts. So just want to show you that's how you do an animated switch, where you just come over and double click it, but you have to have your arrow and then double click and it opens it. And that's how that works. Okay, so I thought that might be helpful. We had I think a couple different people ask how you do a switch, and there you go. Alright guys, that's another tutorial on Microcap. Let me know what else you guys might want to see. I think there's another one I'm going to do on introducing new parts into the library. This simulation tool is very powerful. It has lots of features that are just well beyond a lot of the competitors out there. So even though the company's closed, I think their email is still working actually. It's kind of interesting, but I've got some responses from that. That's pretty cool. Other than, say, Windows just not operating anymore or something weird like that happening, some new operating system that everybody jumps on that this doesn't work for, other than something like that happening, this tool is going to be awesome for years to come. And the fact you can bring new parts into it, which keeps it really relevant. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. It's way ahead of any of the other free softwares out there, I think. Now, there are some free softwares that are really nice, or I've actually shown on this channel, but they're limited to circuit size and that. This is not limited. This is the full-blown version for free. And even if you like the other ones, it's not a bad idea to use more than one. But anyway, it is a good idea to also use one and get to know it pretty well. But sometimes certain tools are easier to do certain things in, and so yeah, I use several different simulation tools. But alright, so hey, I want to thank my patrons for all their support. Really appreciate you guys. And you become a patron for as little as $1 a month. The links are down below. And I appreciate all you guys. I'd like to know what you guys would like to see in simulations. I think someone else wanted to look at some tube amplifiers. Give me a thumbs up for tube amplifiers, okay? That kind of sounds like a fun one. So let's see some thumbs up, and that helps YouTube analytics. Free way to help the channel too. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate all you guys watching the videos. And yeah, let me know. If I see a bunch of thumbs up, I'll do a tube amplifier or a bunch of comments on some other kind of simulation. Let me know. Alright? Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.